Yeah.
That's the message.
Arsenal Fan TV, I'm here with Tim Payton, prolific blogger. You guys know him all over Twitter, massive. Tim, we've just been here for the unveiling of the new kit. Like it?
I think it's fantastic. It's the best kit Arsenal have had in years. It's back to the traditional yellow and blue. It's really crisp. It's got the old font on the back, and it was fantastic to see some of our good young players out there wearing it today. It's got me even more excited for the season ahead. But we want some new signings to go in that kit, don't we?
That's it, exactly it. I mean, when Tom Watt was asking people, do you feel more optimistic for this season? There's a guy next to me and he said, yeah, I will do if we get Higuain. What's happening with that? I know you sort of have a little bit of inside knowledge. What's happening with these signings?
Well, an Arsenal person told me today that it still might be a couple of weeks. It takes time to sign good players, but
couple of weeks.
Positive, no, let's be positive about that. If you want to buy the best, it does take longer because you've got to haggle over the fee. You've got to sort.
Why does it take so long for us? Why so long for us? Chelsea get their business done. Man City get their business done.
Well,
with us, Liverpool are getting their business done. What's going on?
Count our pennies a bit more carefully, and we do have a manager who is.
We've got 70 million pennies.
100 million. 100 million.
So what's
now.
up?
I think that Arsene is very, very careful about how he spends his money. He places a value on a player more than another club, and thinks very hard about it. I think he will spend this summer, but definitely there is an issue about the scouting setup around him and the infrastructure about to push deals over the line. Is he trying to carry too much himself? I think it's a bit of a myth to say David Dein got everything done, but he did have a partner in crime who sometimes just, bought the player and he turned up at training and Arsene was like, oh, how much did you pay for him? We've got to get on with it. And it does make a difference. We'd like to have some of these players with the team on this overseas tour. They fly out in 48 hours now. We want them bonding, we want them working together. But I say have patience, have faith. I know that Ivan and Arsenal are working really hard to spend that money and I hope we'll see it done soon.
Now, we were all expecting Higuain. No, there's so many rumours about him. Even his father came out and said he's definitely coming. What's gone wrong with that?
Well, I think you've got to watch out for two things. One, Arsenal love a smokescreen. Think how many times you hear of a transfer and you've never heard of what's going on before. There are some big names that they're out there looking at the moment that no one's talking about, and they like it like that. But I also think that Higuain is the favoured signing. Probably what's going on there is you've got like the classic dominoes or triangle whereby they've got to wait for Real Madrid to be confident they'll get Suarez, and then Higuain is released to come to Arsenal. We kind of got to let that chain work.
So Suarez a smokescreen. So Luis Suarez and Luis Suarez a smokescreen?
Well, I think a bit of both. He is a fantastic player that Arsene likes a lot, and they.
Come on, with Arsene Wenger, we know what he's like, discipline-wise, etc. Would he bring in Luis Suarez? I mean, it seems like a smokescreen to me.
If you start spending big on players, they tend to come with temperaments. If you're going to go for Wayne Rooney, I mean, even Cesc Fabregas had a lot of attitude, and Wenger was fantastic at managing him and channeling it. We saw that at some of the end. Big players tend to partly have big personalities. I think it's unlikely, but Arsenal have always had an eye on Suarez, and I think they thought last week, well, we're getting fed up with this waiting for Higuain. Suarez and Higuain are similar type of players, nippy, two-footed, fast, create a lot of movement, which is what Arsenal's passing style needs. So I wouldn't rule it out, but I still think that if you forced me to put my mortgage on it, I'd say Higuain in about a fortnight.
Fellaini?
Again, I like him a lot. I think we need a real strong player, box to box, that can go away to Stoke and do a job, get the elbows out, be big. But Arsene apparently isn't quite sure. He prefers the look of Bender. He prefers the look of Ican. There are players that, let's wait and see. I think he'd rather buy a midfielder out of one of the European leagues, but Fellaini is going to go somewhere this summer, so again, I wouldn't rule it out, but watch for David Moyes on Fellaini.
Now listen, I know what you're saying about Arsene and being meticulous and etc. cautious, but don't you think it would have been great if he came down here, well, not he personally, but if today they would have been able to unveil a massive signing? How good would that have been for the fans? You've got to think about the fans as well, don't you?
Well, I think it's about actually what the fans really want is the right player in the middle of August when we start the season.
Yeah, don't pull out all the stops.
Don't sign a player just for a kit unveil, but I do know what you mean. And also I think that there does come a point where actually a big signing pays for itself. If there were a big signing now, a lot more people would be downstairs buying this new kit. A lot more people would be buying Emirates Cup tickets. A lot more people would be signing up for the boxes that are unsold. So sometimes Arsenal need to invest to make some more money and make the team stronger. But I don't think you sign the wrong player on the 1st of July rather than the right player on 1st of August. At the end of the day, we'll judge these teams on results, not who's on its shiny kit at the beginning of July. But I'm kind of with you. We all desperately just want something to happen, don't we?
All right, just before you go there, so just give us 2 signings that you think will definitely come in here at Arsenal.
I think Cesar as goalkeeper and Igran up front are the 2 most likely, and I also think that they will have spent more than £50 million by the 1st of August, and there'll be at least one big name I've heard a little bit about that no one's talking about at the moment.
Who's that?
No, because, you know, I'm not sure about it, but also it might ruin it, and I don't want to do that. But
come on!
Arsenal have got a lot of money and they're out there looking to spend it, and I believe Arsenal fans have a bit of patience, have a bit of optimism. Come mid-August, it's going to be the most exciting start to a season we've had in a long time.